We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Cleveland Browns and the Atlanta Falcons. The ball on the tee, we're set for football. And this one is underway here on EA Sports. Fields the squib kick right around the 30. They're going to take this up close to the 40, so really good starting field position. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. To throw, it's Murray. He's going to look deep for more. And it's intercepted. And the Browns are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and he can't do it all on one throw.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. After the interception, here's Watson. Over the middle, hauled in by Pierce. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
Well, every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
On 1st down, Chubb able to get forward for about 4 as he's taken down.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Faking the give. Now Watson on the move to his left. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the 1st.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play with one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Chubb with a 1st down carry as he'll get about 3 out of it. Make it 2nd and 7 coming up. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They run it again with Chubb. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Back to throw, Watson. And this is going to be intercepted. Jalen Thompson picks it. And the Falcons are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. And the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
That's a very nice game there, a confidence-building run. Love the execution up front, and the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. They'll run on first down. It's Bryant. The Falcons at 6-9 to start play. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Play action. Now it's Murray. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 27-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
And this is something you don't see too much of. Fullbacks trying to stretch the field. But he does a nice job there getting lost out in space and comes up with a really nice game.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
From the 25 on second down, Murray. Looking there for Pitts, but intercepted. And the Browns are going to take over at their own 41.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his second interception.
The Browns drive about to get started. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And this one nearly picked off. Yeah, kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's second down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing. Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. From the gun, here's Watson. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. The Browns send out their punter now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. And he punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls at work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the plague did on the last one.
One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This fielded right at the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. The Browns drive about to get started. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first two drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Arnold Ebiketie gets there for the stop. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Second down, here's Chubb again. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That one 28 yards on the ground. Not only an explosive play, but an explosive run. I mean, broken tackles along the way to pick up that yardage.
The way things kept churning for him. Feet were moving. The legs were driving. Looks like someone who spent his offseason working on hill work, running through sand, all the things that you want to build up those leg muscles.
A gain of 3, second down.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on fourth down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So third down, and the Falcons going with a dime. 6 defensive backs. Here's Watson. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And the Falcons are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning it into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
A good start to the run. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they had just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. I looked over to both sidelines. A lot of scrambling to find the helmets.
Yeah, you can almost, I mean, you know both sides are screaming sudden change. Because when sudden change happens, that's a defensive call to get back out on the field. There's been a fumble, so an interception, type of a turnover. You've got to get back out there and play. These guys just want to get to the bench and gather themselves and regroup a little bit. Let's see if these offenses can settle in and start taking care of the ball a little bit better.
Grady Jarrett with the tackle.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Hard to believe that arm strength was a knock on Deshaun Watson coming out of Clemson, but he showed what he's got there.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And the next-gen stats, they tell the story. That's a full 67 yards in the air. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make? Oh, they've intercepted Murray for the 3rd time. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
On 2nd and 9, Watson. Touchdown, Browns. David Njoku, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Browns have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Murray. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. And the offense is going to get the ball back. After all that, heck, it'll be a 1st down. Well, do you want to unpack that one, or do you want me to?
You're the boss.
We get the interception, then really he's just too loose with the football on the return, and he coughs it right back up the other way.
I've seen this happen in an NFL game, and boy, did it cost someone. San Francisco at Atlanta a few seasons ago. Atlanta throws the interception. San Francisco runs it back. Game is salted away. Fumbles on the return. Atlanta gets it back. Drives down, kicks the game-winning field goal.
How about that? And a crazy situation we just saw there. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Murray. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. On play action, it's Murray. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. D'Angelo Malone in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking, but to me it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taking it about the 36. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. So they accept the penalty, of course. Fits backwards a bit. Successive penalties have them looking now at a 1st and 20. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Now it's Watson. Pass complete downfield. It's Pierce. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. He got 29 yards that time.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And then
he's into the clear. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Meanwhile, Murray's throw here into the hands of Moore. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I really like what he did there because he took his practice work and converted it to game action because he used his hands, got off the block, worked laterally and stayed to the outside, and finished off the runner for a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Roberts the man in motion.
Let's go.
On 2nd and 12, Murray. This pass is caught by London. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 41 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way, oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
Murray now on first down. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10. And they work this out past the 25. 110 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
They run again on first down, Chubb. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Throwing on 2nd down. Watson looking middle, and that's complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Oh, the ball is is out. Watson lost it. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Around the NFL, they're in the 2nd in Philly. And the Eagles out in front early. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they do have terrific starting field position, but no timeouts to work with, so they'll need to operate quickly. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Play fake. Murray. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the 2nd half of Week 17 is underway. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes the return. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Browns drive about to get started. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the 2nd half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. And again, it's Chubb. He'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
From just shy of midfield, Watson, and it's complete to Mitchell. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 27-yard line. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 27. And Chubb will try the middle here. Down right around the 25. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Powers through him. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 18 yards that time to push him up, 1st and goal. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal.
I have to laugh a little bit because he actually handed it off. I thought with the 2 touchdown passes he's thrown in this one already, he'd go ahead and fling and try and get a 3rd one.
Yeah, now from this spot on 3rd down, I think he'd probably throw it here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. They won't even send in a running play here, I don't believe. I think they go ahead and try and throw it for a touchdown.
He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get. Keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They fake the handoff. Now Murray. Letting one go deep for Roberts. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw is Murray. Letting one go deep for Roberts. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Falcons. A great effort there. 75 yards. And the Falcons get a bit closer. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead down to 10, 24-14.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Taken at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started.
This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score.
Oh, God, nigga.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
What up, fellas?
Now Watson. Complete. This is Mitchell. 30. 10. Touchdown. A great play there. 78 yards. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game.
What's
now.
that?
The lead moves to 17.
You blew somebody out?
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Oh, gotcha.
Go on, Eric.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
Do we got the Saints? No, do we got the Saints?
All coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball. And it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
But you just didn't pay no attention to that. Oh, okay.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10.
But he run a bunch of bullshit. I'm playing him now.
Murray gonna throw.
So.
Over the middle, caught by London. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
It's a bunch of.
Out of the gun, here's Murray. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they
it's
thought
a couple of those. He got some other shit too.
Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And the tight end goes in motion left.
Buzz.
Murray to air it out again. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Greg Newsom.
You could just match him. You could just match him by speed. You don't do it enough manipulation.
Several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter.
I want to say he didn't throw. I think he threw 6 picks
this defense,
in this
they
game.
quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL.
Did you pause the game?
Meeting with his running backs every year in the
okay.
and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
143 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Here's Watson. He finds Pierce. It's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Alec Pierce, 39 yards. And the Browns take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 24. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Don't make me the excuse.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. That's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers, a turnover on the last. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Greg Newsom. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, Parker, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said that. And now Watson throws another interception. Jalen Thompson picks it. And the Falcons are going to take possession here at their own 33. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December, right? It is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
The drive starting play, give him 19.
We talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show
one of his best friends.
You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Throwing now is Murray. He's got the connection to Moore. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 26. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Oh my God, I just seen that on Joe Budden. Says mommy, yeah, she called him hard arms, and then she got stabbed for calling somebody.
Here's Murray. And my goodness, another
And
interception. Picked off by Grant Delpit.
he was laughing about it.
They're going to get the football back at their own 17.
Yeah, that bitch got poked up.
He just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
Yeah.
8.
The last time
He don't fuck with nobody here because he don't really fuck with his pops either.
He's with the Lions at that time. To get to 8, are we sure he knows what color jerseys his team's wearing in this one?
I don't know. It has not been good. So 4th quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
Powering touchdown, Browns! It's another touchdown pass for Deshaun Watson, his 5th of the afternoon. And the Browns look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Splits the uprights, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
I'm in the bucket. Pay $400 for it.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line.
Come on, man. Give me a pick.
4th quarter deficit here. Things not looking good.
Give me a
This
pick,
offense,
big dog.
they've been in the top half of the NFL so far. He's got a man complete. Touchdown Falcons. So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start things off with a handoff to Chubb. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Hey, I'm going to keep it a bean with y'all. I like Lil Mike. My little nigga got heart. And he's hilarious.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with.
Retarded and funny are really close siblings. He ain't talking to me, so I don't care.
He's the guy they turn to.
It's like I find Brian funny.
They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Yep.
Chubb with a carry on 1st down. It's not going to yield much, maybe a yard. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this.
It's hilarious.
Training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
You have, but the funny part is, in the beginning of Madden, y'all be having rivalries. And that's why he like to talk shit.
Face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
And it's hilarious.
A give running right is Chubb.
Oh, he quit all the time. But to him, it's a rivalry.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40.
He don't remember nothing but the couple times he won.
On the pickup there and a 1st. It carries like that.
I was telling Jez that the other day. Like, that nigga made it up in his mind that he played a spread. That is the funniest shit in the world. Like, getting demolished and be like, yeah, I won. Man, get off the fucking ball, bro.
Now this throw caught left side. Touchdown.
Hey, if it keep you from quitting, bro, I'm good with it. These folks can't take no ass whooping, right?
And they are getting closer and closer to win number 11.
That shit is hilarious. That's a block. Oh.
And his kick is good, and flags fly as well. Some frustration showing through right now. This is going to be a roughing call. Well, trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
Taking it about the 1. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They started on the ground with Eckler. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
And they're able to bring him down at the 20. 6 yards the pick.
I like where we at right now. Paul.
Once more, here's Eckler. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line.
I love it.
Play, and it's going to bring up
I
a
love
3rd
it.
down.
I hope he does.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. And that's knocked away. And
y'all,
that incompletion is not
have y'all watched
the way that this one has gone, and the frustration
Jeff T podcast?
evident everywhere. This team, They've really been put through
Still
the
see
ringer in
when
this
you
one.
yeah, that shit is hilarious. I'm gonna have to send y'all the clip.
Now Murray's got to have this one. That's to his running back,
Fuck outta
complete.
here.
And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. Now Chubb running right. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
Well, 193 yards rushing for him now in the afternoon as he continues to put a hurt on this defense. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Watson now to throw. Looking for the out route. He's got his man. It's Mitchell. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Well, where our booth is here, we can see all of the writers to our left, and their post-game stories, Charles, they have been filed for some time because this game, boy, is it lopsided.
Yeah, we can see our guy Scoop. He's even got his fedora tipped over his face. I think he's taking a nap now. Nothing left to write for him, but how gratifying has it been for them to see what they've done in practice and carry it into a game and see the execution be so good. They've got to feel fantastic about what they've accomplished in this one.
We'll see a return here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory. But it is not clear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side of this one. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that when he's fortunate. It was just incomplete and not intercepted.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Murray, he's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Eckler now between the tackles. And he edges forward. Only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Do y'all ever had a game stop y'all
Here's he sets to throw it. Got a man. It's London.
Stop y'all from making easy plays on the sweep?
Outside the 10.
Like somebody throwing in the double coverage and you try to take over the safety and you hit for it to switch and it don't switch.
Play action. Now it's Murray. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh my God, that's
just
down
big. You'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. They've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Oh, wow.
Somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still
Robert, you done torched me from all game, bro. I don't even know who you are, but you the only nigga that made plays. And Newton, that's why your ass is trash. That should have traded you a long time ago when you didn't break out.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
Huh?
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
But I've been trying to play Newsom to break out, so he was starting corner. And I can fucking get
about to get started.
What's his face?
And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things
I got 4 other corners with abilities, and not his
much
ass.
Materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
How bad? Why Miles quit?
So for the Browns, they get an important win here to move to 11-5 on the year.
Well, he just left the chat, but I love it.